The Ultimatum has to be the most diabolical dating show I have ever watched. The Ultimatum on Netflix. What in the hell did I just watch? During Black Women's Sometimes I'm Gay, Sometimes I'm Straight month. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. It's your sister. Listen, for those of you guys who are not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and subscribe, like, share, comment, okay? Welcome to this is the Black Women's channel, all right? Before I get into this review, y'all, for those of you guys who don't know, and for those of you guys who already know, I have a song out called Coupe. The video is right here, okay? The description, the link for the video is in my description box. Please make sure that you stream and that you watch my video, Coupe. Very fun song. I'm really excited to have it out. Y'all, I also am excited just about like all the stuff musically that I'm gonna be doing. I just had a studio session earlier today with a really big Nigerian producer. I'm really excited about like delving into more of like just Afrocentric Caribbean music. I'm just really excited. So I hope that you guys support me. If you're not following me on IG and Facebook, I don't have a Twitter. My IG and Facebook is The Jessie Woo, just so that you could go ahead and keep in touch and see everything that I'm doing. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get into The Ultimatum, shall we? So The Ultimatum, I thought Love is Blind was diabolical. The Ultimatum has to be the most diabolical dating show I have ever watched in my life. Season 1 was cool. Like, there was some shit that happened in season 1 that was like, okay. But this second season has to be the most chaotic dating show footages I have ever witnessed during my life as a Black woman. Like, I cannot believe what the fuck I just watched. So let's get into it. So the premise of The Ultimatum ultimately is simple, right? These couples come in, one person out of each couple has given their partner an ultimatum. Listen, we're gonna go through this experience, and by the end of this experience, I am expecting a proposal. If you do not propose to me, I will be walking away from you. Their partners and them do have the choice of walking away with someone from another couple because they're going to be going through this experience with other couples. So what happens is during this experience, they go into the experience with other couples. They leave their partner and go have a trial marriage with someone else that's in another couple that they feel most attracted to, or they feel that they have the most connection to. They do a trial marriage with them for what, like 3 weeks? Then they come back for another 3 weeks and they do a trial marriage with their partner that they came with into the experience. And then after that trial marriage with their partner, they then make a decision. Are they going to be proposed to, or are they going to walk away from each other? That's basically the premise. And I just cannot help but to think two things. If I'm giving my partner an ultimatum during I might dip my big toe in some Black Coochie, Black Women's Month, if I'm giving my partner an ultimatum, I'm not going to be taking them on a dating show where we're going to both date outside of our relationship. I'm not going to use that as a rule of thumb, or I'm not going to use that you know, as a premise to whether me and my partner can make it or not. I'm just not going to do that. Number two, why don't y'all like therapy? Pookie sound parle me ale in therapy. Why don't y'all like therapy? Individual therapy, couples therapy, Dr. Phil, Iyanla Vanzant. There's so many options. I'm sorry, but if I'm at the point in my relationship where I gotta give you an ultimatum, taking you on a dating show where we're gonna be bumping coochies with other women's, them continents don't meet for me. Okay? Them continents don't meet. My women lady friends who like lady parts, y'all got a lot going on. I did not expect to see so much chaos. I thought like within the gay community, and let me just premise this with saying this. I don't want to misidentify people, misgender people. That might happen during this video. It's not intentional. It's a lot of shit going on. I cannot keep up with everybody. I'm sorry. I cannot keep up with everybody. And at the same time, I'm sorry, y'all. I really thought being gay was simpler. I thought being a lesbian was simpler. I thought being fluid would be simpler. I thought it was simpler because being a heterosexual is so ghetto to me. Like as a black women's heterosexual, I'm just letting y'all know I'm struggling. Being a heterosexual is the most ghetto shit. It is the most ghetto shit. I don't even feel like I made a choice to be heterosexual. I just am heterosexual. And to be honest, sometimes I wish I was gay, but then I see this shit and I'm like, well, damn, y'all be going through the ghetto too. So let me just stay my ass, let me just go ahead and stick to the rivers and the lakes that I'm used to. Why not just stick to the rivers and the lakes that I'm used to? Because y'all got ghetto shit going on within the LGBTQIA community as well. Okay, so let me just go ahead and just stick it to the rivers and the lakes that I'm used to. Okay, because yeah, hell no, I'm not gonna be dealing with this shit. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into these couples. Let me introduce these couples and let me tell you who offered the ultimatum and why. Okay, so first there was Ray and Lexi, right? So Ray and Lexi been together for over 3 years, and Lexi is dead set on marrying Ray, but Ray doesn't know what she wants. Basically, that's the gist of their relationship. So Lexi is giving Ray an ultimatum because like she feels like she's sure to marry her, she's ready, but Ray is just not giving like that she's certain about what she wants to do. So that's kind of like the gist of them. I feel like, first of all, when you see Lexi, my goodness, them titties. All I saw was titties. All I saw was titties. My goodness. One thing about me, I love titties. That's why I bought some, all right? Love titties, all right? So now we have Mal and Yoli, right? So Mal and Yoli, they've been dating for 3 years as well. Mal is the type of girl who wants to make sure that she has all her ducks in a row before she proposes to Yoli. She wants to have the money for the wedding. She wants to have the money for their future kids' education. She's somewhat of a perfectionist, right? And so she doesn't feel like she can propose to Yoli until she's financially where she wants to be. Now, Mal's look on Yoli is that while Yoli is telling her, listen, like, I want to feel chosen. I want to feel that you're choosing me. But I also just feel like you're wanting to have you want everything to be perfect before we get married, and I don't have to have that. I just want to be with you. Mal's outlook on Yoli is that Yoli falls in love very easily. That Yoli has a tendency to romanticize situations and fall in love very easily. Keep that in mind. Keep that characteristic in mind when it comes to Yoli. Next couple that we have is Tiff and Mildred. So with Tiff and Mildred, you have Mildred that gives Tiff the ultimatum, right? And from their story, what I'm gathering is the reason why Mildred gave Tiff the ultimatum is like Mildred is set on being with Tiff, but she feels like Tiff is not sure, or she's not set on them being together, right? And I think that the gist of their problems is this, is that they have this breakup to make up, breakup to make up, breakup to make up relationship. And then you have Mildred, who is kind of violent with her behavior. She's very feisty at the mouth. Her mouth is just very lethal. And then you have Tiff, who it seems like whatever energy you give her, she's gonna come back with you with that energy. So I'm not understanding how this experience is supposed to help y'all. This sounds like a job for a therapist, but okay. Then we have Sam and Ozzy, right? Is it me or it's just... something in the milk ain't clean here. Something is off here. I just was not feeling it. So basically you have Sam, who gave Ozzy the ultimatum. You know, Sam feels like they've been together for a long time. She said that she's been waiting to get married for like 10 years now. I don't know if that was specifically with Ozzy or if she just feels like in general she's just been waiting to get married forever. Ozzy's take on everything is she wants to live with Sam for 5 years first. And then if 5 years goes good, like to her liking, then she'll propose and want to get married. But almost like immediately you see with Ozzy, she talks about having anxiety, even like having the conversation about marriage, like she had all this anxiety. It's like, girl, if these conversations are bringing you anxiety, therapy. Therapy. Take your ass to a therapist. You need therapy. You need therapy. Therapy. Next couple. Xander and Vanessa. Lord have mercy. My God, today. So Vanessa and Xander, they've been together for 4 years. Apparently they first met in high school. Their ex-boyfriends were best friends. A couple years out of high school, I think like past college, they meet each other, they run to each other again. And you got, you know, Vanessa, who asked Xander, are you gay? And Xander was like, yeah. And at that time, Xander hadn't really came out to anybody, I think only to one friend. So anyway, they start dating. They've been together for 4 years. Xander gave Vanessa an ultimatum because, quite frankly, she feels that they have a great connection. They have a lot of fun in their relationship. However, Vanessa just doesn't show any signs of wanting to be married. Boom. So that's basically the introduction of the couples. So we see, like, for the first like 2 episodes, the couples are mingling, the couples are meeting up. You have, you know, some people who are making connections, and then you have some people who have a little bit of friction. First of all, the connection that caught me off guard, off the rip, was Mal and Lexi. What was up with this whole conversation about having mixed children? And like, I just felt like their connection was just so sudden for me. And it was very sudden for me. Okay, well, first of all, I'm getting ahead of myself. So the couples are mingling, right? One scene that really caught me off guard was Lexi. First of all, everybody took to Lexi. Everybody, like, it seemed like Lexi was a hit when the couple started dating each other, right? They started dating each other. Everybody loved Lexi. I wonder why. Titties, 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 titties. I mean, Lexi got some big old titties. My goodness. And her titties look so good. I'm sorry. Like, to be honest, like, just watching it, I wanted to suck her titties, all right? I wanted to suck Lexi's titties through the TV. Her titties just look so nice, okay? So she was a hit with all the girlies. Because, I mean, who doesn't love titties? Who doesn't love titties? Seriously. If you don't love titties, something wrong with you. You don't love titties? I love titties. Do you love titties? What's wrong with you? You don't love titties? What's wrong with you? Like, if you don't love titties, something is psychologically wrong with you. Titties are beautiful. Titties feed the world. All right? Lex got all the titties. So, did y'all peep how Lexi, first of all, hit it off with Vanessa, right? So, she hits it off with Vanessa, and she talked to Vanessa about, you know, like, why would Xander give you an ultimatum? And Vanessa told her straight up, listen, Xander gave me an ultimatum, but you know, I came here because I know that Xander is asexual. I'm the only person, honestly, that Xander is ever going to be attracted to. Like, I don't really see myself really taking this experience that serious. You even have Vanessa telling the group, like there was a group outing and she's like, you know what? I would love for us to have an orgy. I would love for this to turn into a big old polyamorous situation. The girl was not there. Vanessa was in there to swim in some coochie meat, okay? Vanessa didn't give a fuck about her relationship, about saving her relationship. She didn't give a fuck about Xander's ultimatum. Vanessa, as far as Vanessa was concerned, she was at a pussy buffet, okay? She was at the pussy sizzlers. Y'all remember the sizzlers? She was at a pussy buffet. She didn't give a fuck about nothing. And that really pissed Lexi off because she felt at first that they were hitting it off. But my thing was with Lexi was like, what did you expect? Your first little meetup with Vanessa, one of the first things she asked you was, can you put your pussy on my face? Like, she wasn't there for anything serious, sis. She was there to finger fuck. She was there to hunt. She was there to suck on some pussy. She was there to pussy buffet, to eat pussy. Like, she was in Pussyville. She didn't give a fuck about none of that shit about rekindling her relationship and making sure her relationship straight, moving to the next you know, to the next step with Xander. She didn't give a fuck about that shit. Vanessa, I done called a girl Jessica. Vanessa was in Pussyville, okay? And even, it's funny because in the first like episode or the second, you see Vanessa talking to Xander and she's like, you know, like, are you making any connections? Like, and she was shocked when Xander was like, yeah, I'm kind of feeling, what was the girl? I'm kind of feeling Yoli. Oh, Vanessa was shocked. Cause, oh, bitch, I thought you was asexual. I thought I had this shit in the bag. Not you coming in here and actually being attracted and interested into some bitch. Oh my God, like, this is crazy. Yeah, so I think that that's kind of when you started to see the tides turn with Vanessa, right? So, who else was like linking up? Like, everybody was linking up with each other. Everybody was having a good time. So then you get to the choosing dinner, right? The decision dinner where everybody chooses who they're gonna have as their trial wife. Okay, so I'm sorry. Tiff choosing Sam to me was crazy. But before I even go there, let's go to Xander choosing let's go to Xander choosing Yoli. Oh my God. When Xander chose Yoli, I thought Vanessa's rectum was gonna fall out her booty. Like, Vanessa did not know what to do with herself. She kept telling Xander to fuck off at the table, to the point where like everybody else was getting upset about it. Like, bitch, first of all, like, we're all in this together, and you over here telling her to fuck off. Like, girl, this is a serious matter. Like, you're being very immature. You're not taking this experience seriously. You know, by then they have all heard Vanessa talk about she want to be polyamorous with everybody. So everybody kind of gets the gist that she's not taking this shit serious, right? Also, too, after Vanessa had basically told Lexi that she wasn't taking this serious, that she knew that Xander wasn't gonna leave her, and she was just here for a good time, here for a good time, not a long time, you know. Lexi was mad as fuck, cussed her ass out, and then was upset because once Lexi and Vanessa fell out, Lexi could see Vanessa moving towards her girlfriend, who is Ray. And that was so crazy. Vanessa was diabolical. Like, Vanessa really, like, it's like she was gunning to be the most hated girl in this experience. It was really crazy. But then she starts making a move on Ray. And she tells Ray, like, you know, I think we have good chemistry. I think we got something here. And Ray, being somebody who clearly like doesn't know what they want, she kind of went with whatever Vanessa was telling her to do. And I kind of feel like Ray was doing that in her relationship with Lexi. Lexi's taking control and she's just kind of like her yes girl, her yes girl, her yes man. You know what I mean? But anyway, y'all, so we have Xander chooses Yoli. Vanessa chooses Ray. Lexi is mad as fuck because Lexi knows that Vanessa's not there for anything serious. You had, who else chose who? Mal and Lexi chose each other. And I was kind of surprised by that, but okay, it was cool. Like, they seemed like they got along when they were linking up before. So, okay, they choose each other. And you have Tiff, who chooses Sam. What was crazy about Tiff choosing Sam was her fucking speech. Like, everybody else had a nice speech about who they was choosing. You know what? Hey, I choose you. I think we have something special. You know, I'm attracted to you. We get along. You know, so I'm going to choose you. Tiff literally chooses Sam because she's the last person to choose, because Mildred chose Ozzy. And so Tiff was left with nothing else. She had to choose Sam. And her speech was so fucking crazy to me. She cried. She's like, I actually want to be with my girlfriend. I don't want to be with you. I'm just doing this because we're in this experience and I don't have no choice. But I want to be with my fucking girlfriend. I don't want to be with you or anybody else. She cries and she runs off. Like, and I'm just sitting there like, if I was Sam, I would have left. Fuck this show. Fuck this contract. I'm not gonna sit there and go move in for 3 weeks with a bitch who just sobbed while telling me that she doesn't want me. She doesn't want to choose me. Because where is this gonna go? This isn't going anywhere. But anyway, they all move in with each other, right? So now we have all the couples who chose each other and now they have to move in with each other and do their trial marriage. So speaking of Tiff and Sam, right? They go and they move in together. Again, if I was Sam, bitch, you would not ever see me the fuck again. But they move in because I guess that's what they have to do since they're on this show, right? Keep in mind, Tiff gave a whole sobby ass speech at the dinner table. I don't want to choose you. I want to be my girlfriend. I want to be my fucking girlfriend. I want to be my fucking girlfriend. Fast forward, now they're living together, right? So we see them in the bedroom. Tiff is upset. And all of a sudden she starts lashing out at Sam. You know what? Like, I just feel like my partner should love my dog. Like, if you're not going to love my dog, you can't be my fucking partner. You need to love my dog. And I'm just sitting there as a viewer, I'm watching this shit and I'm just like, bitch, first of all, let me tell you something. I don't even know if I like your ass. So fuck your dog. Like, fuck your dog. First of all, the way she's talking to Sam was crazy to me. Second of all, what is it with white people and dogs? Like, why do y'all like dogs more than you like humans? Like, what the fuck is up with that? The way she was ready to eat Sam the fuck up, like, beat her ass, kick her ass over this fucking dog. Girl, the way you talk to this woman was so crazy. Mind you, she doesn't even know if you like her. You haven't even established your feelings for her. So why the fuck would you want your dog to be sleeping in the bed with y'all? Fuck that. Fuck that. I just met you. I just met you. I gotta deal with sleeping to your sour pussy ass. Why the fuck would I want your dog sleeping in the bed with me as well? I don't even know if I like your ass yet. The way you fucking talking to me. Am I wrong here? I'm sorry. Like, the way she expected Sam to cuddle up with her dog and make sure that her dog could sleep in the bed with them. Bitch, what the fuck is that? We just met each other. Hold your horses and your dog. Okay? I thought that was very fucking weird. Very weird. And Sam was better than me. Sam did stand up to her and was like, hey, like, the way you're talking to me is very inappropriate. Like, you know, we're trying to establish what this is. Like, you haven't shown me any signs that you're really interested in me. Like, can we establish some things first before we turn our bed into your dog's cage. Like, what the fuck? I was happy to see as time went by that things did get better. Tiff did realize that the way she spoke to Sam was totally disgusting, totally out of line. And so as their experience went on, they started to get along, but I think it was more on a friendly thing. I really didn't see Tiff and Sam going anywhere. Like, I did not, there was no chemistry. There was, like, I think we didn't see them even spoon each other until, like, the last 2 days that they were together. Like, there was nothing there. So I didn't expect for anything to develop between those two. You had Mildred, who was with Ozzy, who is Sam's partner. At first, it looked like there was something there at first, right? But then you had a moment where they were getting ready to go out, and you had Mildred who was like, hey, you can come in the bathroom if you'd like, or if you want me to leave, I could leave. And Ozzy was like, no, that's fine, you know. And she's like ironing her clothes, and she's like, no, you're good. And Mildred is like, are you sure you don't want to come in the bathroom, or something like that? Like, kind of like telling her, like, hey, like, you know, like, I'm trying to communicate with you, like, what's going on? And Ozzy's like, I'm good. And Mildred's like, well, I don't know, I just feel like I've been trying to talk to you and you're not really trying to talk to me the way I'm trying to talk to you. And Ozzy was like, honestly, I feel like you're putting on for the cameras. I feel like you ask me certain things when the cameras are here. Your conversation with me is way different. And Mildred was like, well, what's different about the way I'm talking to you right now versus the way I'm talking to you behind cameras? And Ozzy's like, you know what? I don't want to have this conversation right now. And Mildred's like, well, when are we going to have that conversation? When are we going to have that conversation? And it's then when I realized what Mildred's problem is. Mildred, you don't know how to talk to people. And then it's also in this scene when I realized what Ozzy's problem is. Ozzy doesn't know how to talk to people. They both have the same problem, but in different ways. So Ozzy basically leaves. She's like, I'm not having this conversation. She checks out the conversation, right? She goes on about her day or her evening. When Ozzy is faced with an obstacle, she leaves. When Mildred is faced with an obstacle, she makes it 10 times worse with the way she talks about the obstacle to the person she's having the obstacle with. So literally with them, they never recover from that. Everything just gets worse and worse and worse to the point where there's one day when they had an argument in the apartment, and literally Ozzy waited until Mildred went to work. Ozzy packed all her shit up and she fucking left. Like, literally left, and that was it for her. She was done with that part of the experiment. And again, I really think that it's because they both have the same problem, but they manifest that problem differently, okay? Let's go to Lexi and Mal. Is it me or Lexi and Mal got really close really quickly? Their relationship developed, like, it just was like crazy. Like, the first night that they were together, I'm so happy that I'm with you. Like, I look forward to building something with you. Like, you make me feel such and such, and you make me feel such and such. This is the first night that they're together in their experience. And then, like, first night of the experiment, they get in the bed. They're just so cozy with each other. Then we see them go out. And, you know, Lexi tells Mal that, you know, she's never been with a black woman before. And she's also never been with someone who's masculine presenting before. And that kind of reaffirmed something for me when it came to Lexi. Is it me or Lexi was the masculine one in her relationship with Ray? Although I can see a little masculinity in Ray, but I think Lexi being bigger and Lexi being more vocal, she's more vocal, she's more loud about her feelings. than Ray is. So I just felt like she was the more masculine one. But then seeing her with Mal was obviously like the masculine one in their relationship. Like it just was really clear as day who was masculine here. But anyway, then they have this conversation about, you know, Mal was saying she's been with girls, Hispanics, whites, black, whatever. She's been, you know, up and down the scale. And Lexi was like, well, have you ever been with a Jewish girl? And Mal was like, no, I've never been with a Jewish girl. Then they start talking about how they're excited to explore having mixed children. Like, you know, I look forward to, you know, having mixed children with you. And I just was like, where the fuck is this conversation coming from? During Black Women's Juneteenth month. So, hold on now. Wait a minute now. Wait a fucking minute now. Hold on. What the fuck is this? What in the Loving versus Virginia is this? Okay? What is going on? What's going on? What's going on? Y'all moving a little fast for me. Then we talking about interracial kids, mixed kids. What is the agenda? What is the agenda? And don't get me wrong. I ain't got no problem with anybody. You know, I don't got no problem with interracial dating and all that. But I did feel like this conversation came out of nowhere. Like, okay, I didn't see no build up to this. And now y'all planning beige children together. It just caught me off guard. But okay, cool. Obviously, they both feeling the vibe. They both feeling the vibes. The vibes is vibing. So I guess, child. Their relationship seems to be really, really good. I mean, they just keep a good, steady relationship throughout the experience. Now, their relationship gets hit because you have Vanessa, who is shacked up with Ray, right? Is it me or Vanessa being shacked up with Ray was kind of creepy? It just was giving creep vibes. Vanessa was pouncing on Ray like Timon and Pumbaa was doing all them damn ants and whatever insects they was finding down to the other side of Pride Rock and the Lion King. It just was kind of animalistic. Like when they got into their apartment, it was the whole, oh, you and me in the shower right now. Take me into the shower. Or it was, you know, her telling Ray that she was gonna flash her titties, you know, while she was getting she wanted to get her titties pierced. So she got her titties pierced and had Ray come and she's like, I want you to look at my titties and then I'm gonna flash you my titties and I want you to flash me yours. And, you know, her telling Ray that she's like a little onion that she's peeling. It was giving Bill Cosby. Like, it just, I don't know. It was giving Robert. It was giving Robert. It was giving Robert Kelly. I don't know. It was giving grooming almost. Like, it just was weird. Like, you kind of almost forget that Ray is a grown-ass woman because of the way that Vanessa would talk to her, and Ray wouldn't just, most of the time she wouldn't really respond. But then, I think like the second night that they were together, they obviously had sex. You could hear Vanessa telling Ray what to do. Oh, do this, it feels good. Do that, it feels good. Like she was finally getting, you know, Ray to do what she wanted her to do, and they have sex. And the next morning after that, you have Ray that's crying, saying that she's gonna have to tell Lexi about it. And Vanessa is just smiling and kikiing through it. It just was weird. And Vanessa was like, well, are you gonna tell her how good I look and, you know, how much of a good fuck I was? Like, it was weird. It was just fucking weird. So of course you have Ray who tells Vanessa this, and Vanessa is fucking pissed. And Vanessa really just takes out all her anger on, she tells Lexi this, and Lexi's pissed. And then you have Lexi who takes out all her anger on Vanessa. Now, I understand she's mad because, you know, the next time they all meet up, you know, Vanessa tells Lexi, after Lexi brings up that she knows that they fucked, she tells her, like, well, no, you have Lexi who says, well, I know you guys fucked. So, like, are you attracted to Ray? Are you looking to have anything serious with Ray? And Vanessa's answer was no. I'm not attracted to her. I'm not interested in her. I'm not interested in having a real relationship. So obviously that makes Lexi pissed off because Vanessa is who she thought she was. She's here just to fuck, you know? So obviously she's upset with that. But at the same time, girl, Ray is a grown-ass woman's. Ray is a grown-ass woman's. And obviously Ray wanted to fuck Vanessa too. Is it me or Vanessa was taking out her anger? I felt like she had misplaced anger. Like, yes, I could see that you're annoyed with the fact that this woman is clearly not taking this experience as seriously as the rest of you guys are taking it. But she didn't force herself on Ray. She didn't. It was Ray's choice as well to have sex with this girl. So, I don't know. I just felt like that anger was very, very misplaced. Now, obviously, word gets back to Xander, and you know, Xander is with who was with Xander with again?
A little bit more about like.
Xander is with Yoli, and Yoli is Mal's partner. Mind you, Mal is with Lexi, who just hears about Ray having sex with Vanessa, right? So word gets back to Xander, and Xander and Yoli, meanwhile, you know, Vanessa and Ray are not the only people having sex. Xander and Yoli are getting it in that apartment. Like, they're getting it in. They're telling each other that they love each other. I mean, every 2 seconds, I love you, 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 I mean, my goodness, like, you would have thought Barney was in there singing, I love you. Like, my goodness, it was so many I love yous. I was waiting on the purple dinosaur to appear. Side note, at Jackie O's funeral, after Jackie O's funeral, I was sitting down with her second child, Nala, and Nala was singing ABC and 1, 2, 3 and everything. I literally have a video of it. She's like singing all the kids songs, right? And I said, I love you, you love me, and she was just sitting there like. I said, we're a happy family with a great big hug and a kiss from me to you. And she just was. And I had to come to the conclusion that I am old as fuck because the Barney generation is old. The Barney generation is in our 30s. Do y'all understand that shit? These kids are walking around here and they don't even know I love you, you love me. I need a moment. This shit is crazy. Crazy. They in there getting they I love you, you love me on. They fucking, I'm talking about they is finger fucking, they pussy bumping, coochie hunching, baby, they doing it. And side note, the ultimatum, baby, the cameras that they have in these people's rooms, the way you could see every time somebody getting fingered and shit like that, why do we have to see that? Why do we have to see that, the ultimatum people? Why do we have to see that shit? Do I have to see that? I feel like that's very intrusive, but I don't mind it because I mean I love the chaos. But am I supposed to be seeing this? Like as a human being, I'm feeling like I'm overstepping some sort of boundary here. But okay, listen, they signed off on it, so shit. Let the finger fucking continue. All right. So anyway, they getting it in, but they don't ever disclose that they are intimate with each other. I think that I think there's one outing where Vanessa asked Yoli and Yoli would not share that. I feel like Mal asked Xander too. Xander would not disclose it. They were very mum about the entire thing. And that pissed Vanessa off. Meanwhile, there was one outing where you had Yoli and Vanessa kind of like going back and forth a little bit and talking about Xander, and Yoli was like, you know, Xander is so amazing. I mean, we've had conversations about wanting to have children, possibly having children together, like building a life together. She's so amazing. I cannot believe that she's not wifed up. And Vanessa's like, yeah, I know. And Yoli's like, well, do you? Do you? Because it's like, Xander has so much to offer. What do you have to offer Xander? And Vanessa's answer was, you know what? That's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out what I offer. Because in my life, my ex-boyfriend, I've been blessed to have partners who have never asked of much from me. My ex-boyfriend loved me down to my dirty drawers, never asked much from me. Xander never asked much from me. This is the most. This ultimatum is the most. And it just made me wonder, well, damn, who the fuck is walking around here? I mean, this can't just be white women privilege. This gotta be just, what kind of privilege is this? Because when I see Vanessa's not that great looking. She looks like one of those little bugs from A Bug's Life. She looks like a cute bug. Like, she's not good looking to me, okay? She's a lot of fun, but she doesn't bring anything to the table. Like, she clearly is somebody who doesn't bring anything but fun to the table. At the same time, what I can appreciate about Vanessa is her honesty. I'm not looking for nothing. I'm not looking to commit to nobody. There are so many people in the world. Why should I commit to one person? It looks like she's very consistent, even though like she's like the most hated, but she's honest. And I can appreciate an honest bitch. And I think that as the experience went on and Vanessa realized how strong the connection became between Yoli and Xander, that's what finally had her wake up. Because even like in her relationship with Ray, they met her father. And her own father said, listen, I don't believe that marriage should be longer than seven years. Like, I feel like every 7 years, you should go on to a different person. I don't believe that you should be tied to a person forever. And hearing her father said that, I'm like, oh my God, this is exactly where she gets her mindset from. Her fucking father. Her father doesn't believe in this shit. Period. So neither does she. So let's go ahead and fast forward to the part where, all right, now all the couples get back with their original mate, right? So let's talk about Sam and Ozzy, right? So Sam and Ozzy get back together and they're living together again. Make a long story short, Ozzy needs extensive therapy. Like, she needs a psychologist. This bitch is crazy. Like, and I know you shouldn't call people crazy, but psychologically, she's not well, okay? Every time there's like a little riffraff with them, mind you, Sam is very soft speaking. She's very much, the thing that's changed with Sam now is that she's standing up for herself more. And I think after having to deal with Tiffany, her sour pussy, and her sour ass motherfucking dog, Sam was like, you know what? I'm not taking nobody's shit no more. When something is going on and I need to stand up for myself, I'm going to do that. And that's what she does in her relationship with Ozzy going forward. And every time that happens, you see an Ozzy get very combative. You see Ozzy cry hysterically, or Ozzy will leave. For instance, like there's a moment where Ozzy and Sam go out with one of Ozzy's friends. And Sam and Ozzy are having a disagreement about something. I can't even remember what it was, but Sam is saying, well, listen, these are my thoughts on this. This is how I feel about this. And Ozzy just dismisses her. And you have the friend that's like, listen, she just said how she feels. Like, are you trying to say that you don't care about how she feels? And literally Ozzy gets up, walks out the restaurant, and now she's on the curb crying. I'm talking about Viola Davis crying. Viola Davis snot running down all the way down to her neck, snot crying. And it's like, then she's like, the thing is, like, I'm always wrong. Everybody saying I'm always wrong. Just like when I was a child, it wasn't always my fault. My parents made it my fault. My friends made it my fault. Everybody always makes everything my fault. Girl, you need therapy. You don't need to be on the ultimatum. You need to be ultimatuming your ass down to a therapist. That's what's wrong with y'all. Y'all be looking for love when y'all should be looking for a therapist. Psychology Today. Please log on, find it. BetterHelp.com. Log on. Find yourself a therapist. Therapyforblackgirls.com for my black women who are here watching. Get yourself a therapist. Y'all need therapy. Y'all need therapy. Y'all don't need love. Y'all need to find a therapist. That's what's wrong with y'all hoes. And let me just wrap shit up with Ozzy and Sam, because I don't give a fuck about their relationship. Make a long story short, down the line you have Ozzy, who does propose to Sam, and she gives her a rock. Literally, a rock. Like, so you need a therapist and you corny as fuck? No, I can't help you, sis. I can't help you with this shit. You corny and you psychologically imbalanced? I'm sorry. Go about your business, okay? Tiff and Mildred, I'm sorry. The ultimatum is not for y'all. Y'all don't need to be together. Y'all don't need to be together. Mildred has a disgusting mouth and a disgusting attitude. So does Tiff. But Mildred is worse. And Mildred credits her feistiness. She credits her inability to listen to Tiff and let Tiff have a word when they're going back and forth. She attributes this to her being a Latina. Girl, what? And like Tiff said, being disrespectful has no race. Oh, you know, I'm a Latina. In my family, everybody talks over each other. That's your family, bitch. I'm trying to build a new family with your asshole. You need to learn how to speak to me. Puss ass bitch. You need to learn how to talk to people. Fuck asshole. Nah, I'm annoyed because, girl, what? I'm a Latina. That's just how we talk to each other. No, no ma'am. How you gonna bring this women's on this ultimatum show and then still talk to her the same? Like, you haven't learned anything. You have not learned a damn thing. Okay? Grow the fuck up. Learn how to communicate. Go get therapy. Go get fucking therapy. Y'all bitches, y'all are on the wrong show. And let me wrap them up too. Ultimately, Tiffany does propose to Mildred. Mildred accepts. They ain't got no business being together, period. So Lexi and Ray, when they get back together, Lexi is still pissed off about Ray and about the fact that, you know, Ray and Lexi had sex, and she feels like, you know, that Ray and Vanessa has sex, and she feels like Vanessa is like the third wheel in their relationship now, and you know, and you have Ray that's like, listen, like, it was just sex, that was it. How you gonna bring me on this experience and then have me experience another women's, thinking that I'm not gonna go experience that women's and her coochie? And Lexi said it herself, she never gave her any rules, any boundaries. It's a trial marriage. What do people do in a marriage? What do people do in a marriage? They coochie bump. Them two coochie one, coochie two, they bump. Them continents gotta meet. That's what happens in a marriage. Two coochies, one bump. They bumping. That's what they doing. What you doing, girl? We bumping. That's what they doing, girl. Like, that's what the women ladies do in a marriage. They coochie bump. What are you talking about, sis? Like, why would you ever bring somebody on a show like this and tell them they can't fuck? Baby, if I'm in a relationship and you bring me on the ultimatum, I'm fucking. I'm fucking before the trial marriage. I'm fucking after the trial marriage. I'm fucking during the trial marriage. I'm fucking. I am fucking, period. Ultimately, at the ultimatum, I'm ultimately fucking, period. Like, let's not get this twisted. Don't ever play with me like that. I will be fucking. At the end of the experience, Lexi and Ray do get married, child. All right. Let's go to Xander and Vanessa and Mal and what's the girl named Zora? Child, I keep forgetting what that lady name is. Mal and what's Mal? Yoli. Let's go down to them because that whole triangle is a lot. So let's talk about Yoli and Mal and Vanessa and Xander. Now, they're back with their respective partners, right? And immediately you see the lies. You have Mal and Yoli. Mal is being extra attentive. Like, she's showing Yoli that she wants to choose her. She wants her to feel chosen each and every day. You know, like, she's trying to put on extra romance. But Yoli is just not receptive to it. First of all, Yoli, the first night that they get back together, Yoli cries. And, like, doesn't just shed a tear. I'm talking about she's weeping. She is weeping. She's weeping for the loss of Xander. I mean, you would have thought Xander went up to the upper room. It was given, sorry, I never told you all I wanted to say. It was given, I'll see you one sweet day. Like, that's how hard she was crying for Xander. And then you have Mal, who's very understanding, and despite all that, she went on to be extra attentive, extra romantic. But Yoli she wasn't biting that. She even told Mal, I'm just not feeling the romance. It's not giving the romance that me and Xander had. Like, it's just not giving that. But I'm trying to push through. And Mal, despite all, like, she was trying to push through. She was trying to push through. And she would ask Yoli if she was in love with Xander. Xander was, she would say no. Now, I just had to come in and edit this for a minute because I didn't realize that I didn't input this. At first, Yoli would kind of downplay her feelings for Xander. You know, she cared about her, but she never really came out and said she was in love with her until further down the line when you have Mal, who's clearly saying, I can see that you're in love with this person. But the thing that really killed me with Yoli is not just a liar, she's an omitter. Like, do y'all remember when they went out with Mal's friend? At that dinner is when Mal was able to gain a new perspective about Yoli's relationship with Xander. Yoli was then talking about how she really, really feels about Xander, how Xander made her feel, and also the fact that her and Xander had conversations that covered their finances, that Xander was financially ready for children. She had never told Mal that. Mal only heard that when they were at dinner with Mal's friend. That shit was crazy. And then, of course, we're going to get to the point where we're going to see Yoli playing in Mal's face, trying to downplay the conversations between her and Xander. Whole time, they're plotting their escape. Then you have Vanessa, who's with Xander. Vanessa would ask Xander, are you in love with Yoli? She would say, no, I'm not. Mind you, every time she'll see her, it's I love you, I love you. There was even one time when there was an outing with all of them. When they were in their respective couples, back in their respective couples, you had Xander and Yoli who kept drifting off away from the couple, telling each other how much they love each other, telling each other how much they can't wait to be together, like plotting on how they were going to escape both of their relationships, literally. And you would have Mal come to Yoli from time to time, like, hey, everything good? Can I enter into this conversation? And Yoli would be like, oh, no, we're just having general conversation. Like, downplaying the fact that she and Xander are exchanging I love yous right then and there. And then you had to have Vanessa, who came in and was like, yo, there's more to these two. Like, these two have been communicating via Instagram, sending each other explicit pictures of each other, telling each other that they love each other. Like, they've been doing that. And Mal was being understanding about that, but Vanessa was not trying to be understanding about that at all. She's like, I'm telling you, these two are in cahoots. These two still want a coochie bump. These two, it's them continents is meeting. I'm telling y'all, these continents is meeting. But of course, you had Yoli try to villainize Vanessa, and even Mal like try to like downplay what Vanessa was saying. But Vanessa was right. Vanessa was right. There's more to their relationship than what they're leading on. And so now you go on to decision day. And you have Ma, who proposes to Yoli, and Yoli accepts her proposal. And she tells her, my God, like, why'd you wait so long? It's always been you. It's always been you. But then you have Xander and Vanessa who get together. Xander does not propose to Vanessa. Vanessa does not propose to Xander. Like, Xander says, we're done. Like, we've reached our end of the road. They both come to an understanding that it's over between them. And you have Vanessa, who was really crushed by it because she just knew, like, when they got back together, she knew that it wasn't the same Xander. She even, like, had her daddy step in and was telling her dad that she's ready to marry Xander. And her dad was saying, you're doing that out of a coping mechanism. You're trying to do whatever you can to keep Xander from leaving you. But you know you don't want to be with Xander. So they ultimately don't choose each other. But then you have Yoli and Xander, who meet up after Yoli accepted her engagement. Yoli is strategically hiding her left hand. And you have Xander, who is about to propose to her. And that's finally when she comes out and says, you know what? Mal did propose to me. I accepted the proposal. But I really want to be with you. They're kissing. They're walking away. They crying. And then they're like, okay, you know what? We're not going to do this. Like, I'm going to go back to Mom. But then she comes back. She's like, no, but I really want to be with you. I really want to be with you. And they're crying for each other. Literally crying for each other. And ultimately, you have Xander, who tells Yoli, you know what? I trust in your decision. I trust in us. I trust that we'll get back together. And that was it. That was it. Then now we get to the reunion. Make a long story short, Ozzy and Sam are still together. Lexi and Ray are still together, but shortly after the reunion, they break up. I'm not surprised by that. You have Xander and Vanessa, who clearly are not together. Then you have Ma and Yoli, who are not together. They broke off their engagement shortly, like literally like 3 weeks afterwards. They were done. And you have Yoli, who's trying to gaslight Ma into saying, oh, you went back to the same old. We went on a vacation and you left. Meanwhile, the bitch was literally still dating Xander, planning getaways with Xander while she was on vacation with Mal. You have literally Vanessa, who was like, yo, I found messages between the two of you guys. You guys are supposed to go to Hawaii. And you have Yoli, who sits there and lies. Oh, we're supposed to go to what? And then you have Xander, who's like, yeah, we were supposed to go to Hawaii. But ultimately, they didn't work out either. So literally, like, the only couple left is Tiff and Meredith. And come to find out, Meredith tried to go upside Tiff's head with, I don't know what she said. Was it like a phone or something like that? She hit Tiff over the head with it. Tiff called the police. Make a long story short, Meredith was saying how in their relationship, Tiff ain't have no job. Tiffany was trying to split rent 3 ways because Tiffany felt that Meredith and her special needs child. I'm so sorry. That is so fucked up. She felt like because the 3 of them were living there, that the child was, oh my God. I'm sorry, y'all. This is so fucked up. She said that that lady's special needs child should have been paying 1/3 of the rent because it was 3 of them being there. That is so fucked up. And what I'm about to say is even more fucked up. But bitch, I'm not mad at Meredith going upside your head. I'm not mad at that. Because bitch, if you ain't got no job and then plus you want me to make my child pay they rent, and it gives the undertone that you're doing that because my child has special needs. Because then in the conversation that they were having, it came to light that Tiff never connected with her child.
Side note, I'm sorry, y'all. So basically what happened here is Mildred hit Tiffany and then called the police on Tiffany and had Tiffany arrested. Tiffany is on the left, Mildred is on the right. Mildred is diabolical. Like, this bitch is they're both diabolical, but Mildred is the worst one, because how the fuck you gonna hit Tiff and then call the police on her and have her arrested and then try to play like the victim in all of this? This woman really learned nothing from this experience. And Ozzy had a good point, even though Ozzy, you know, would always leave and didn't know how to resolute conflict. It was the same type of behavior that she had with Ozzy. It's a very violent type of behavior. And when I'm an avid believer that this will happen, right? I'm an avid believer that violence is not just an action, that violence can be behavioral. And when you have violent behavior, you cannot be surprised when actual violence is followed by that. You actually welcome violence with violent behavior. And so these two together were absolutely violent. And in my conclusion, I truly don't feel bad for neither one of them. None of them had any business being on this show. But I'm very thankful that they were, because I'm getting this content. And I love chaos. So thank you so much.
So my thing is, y'all were together 4 years. What was it? 3-4 years. This girl never connected with your child. Why did you want to get married to this girl? Why did you give her an ultimatum? She didn't have a career that could financially support you. Why were y'all on this show? Why were y'all on the show? Then you have Tiffany, who runs off crying. And ironically, it's Sam who goes and checks up on her. The same girl who she cussed out because she didn't want to lay down in bed and make out with her dog with her. Okay? Y'all, this was chaotic as hell. Chaotic as hell. Hurry up with season 3. Hurry the fuck up with season 3. I ain't got time to waste. Bring on the chaos. This is the most diabolical dating show I have ever watched. Hurry up with season 3. And go ahead and start shooting season 4. And if y'all looking for a host, somebody please call me. Call me. I am available. I want to host one of these dating shows. Why am I not hosting one of these dating shows? Somebody please call me. I am here for the chaos at all times, okay? Let me know your thoughts on the ultimatum. Drop down in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts. Make sure that you like, share, subscribe, and I will see y'all in the next video.